the history, we find so many authors who have composed literatures. Several of them very successful authors who have a track record of compiling, composing so many wonderful classic works. One name amongst such powerful authors is that of Vyasadeva. Ved Vyasji is considered to be an incarnation of Lord Krishna, and he himself compiled the 4 Vedas, 108 Upanishads, 18 Puranas, the Vedanta Sutra, etc. The point is, when someone is extremely successful, we assume that he must be happy also. The problem is, the world thinks success is synonymous to happiness. In Badrikashram, the place where Vyasadeva resided and compiled all these literatures, there is an interesting story which happened between him and another personality. Vyasadeva was sitting at Badrikashram. He was in a very introspective, reflective mood. Vyasadeva was convinced that he has performed his best to follow the instructions of his superiors, to roll out some of the best literatures the world has ever seen. But in spite of having given his level best, in spite of having written the best literatures in the most exquisite Sanskrit grammar and poetry ever possible, still he was experiencing a deep-rooted dissatisfaction. At this point, his guru, Srila Narad Muni, arrived there. And when Narad Muni appeared, he looked at Vyasadeva and said, "I see that you look dissatisfied. What is the cause of your dissatisfaction?" And Vyasadeva, he was so successful, so powerful. He was like the leader amongst all literary giants. And many times we become prisoners of our success, in the sense that when we become successful, we feel it is so difficult for us to share authentically, realistically, what are the emotions we are actually going through. But to Vyasadeva's credit, he was so honest, he was so down to earth in front of someone he could trust, which was Narada Muni. And he explained to him that actually I am experiencing great dissatisfaction and I am unable to understand the cause for it, because I have accomplished everything which could be expected from a literary person. Tathapi batame dahyo hi atma naivatmana iva asampanna iva bhati brahma varchasya sattamaha naishkarmyam apyachyuta bhava varjitam nashobhate jnanamalam niranjanam kuta punam shashvad abhadramishware nacharpitam nat apyakaranam. Narad Muni explains that actually the reason you are suffering is because although you have compiled all these literatures, you have not directly glorified Krishna and his deeds in your works. Therefore, dear Vyasadeva, apart from all the literatures which you have compiled, I request you and order you to write the Srimad Bhagavatam, which will be a treatise glorifying Krishna purely in no uncertain terms. Therefore, on the instruction of Narad Muni, Vyasadeva started writing the Srimad Bhagavatam, and thus the Srimad Bhagavatam was presented in response to a very honest dialogue between a very successful author who still felt he required to take shelter of a spiritual teacher like Narad Muni. Please know, it is important to be successful, but it is more important to be honest and transparent and have a real successful, spiritual, joyful experience within. Let's try our best to attain such a state.